Rainbow slam jump lunge. You're going to start in a lunge position. You're going to have the ball loaded on the same side as the front leg. Here. So from here, you're going to be in a lunge position. You're going to jump as you rainbow slam to the other side. So you're going to jump and switch. You're going to come down and slam. So I'll show you from the front so you can see this. But be loaded here. We're going to drive out of this lunge and we're going to slam down to the other side. Now, depending on the skill set of the individual doing the slam, you can make this a very shallow lunge. So we start out as shallow as this, where we're just coming up and over and slamming the lunge down. Now you get to challenge that based on the skill level of the individual. So you can start all the way from this lunge position here, come up, hover, jump and slam, or come into more of a shallow lunge where we're just trying to work on the pattern. If you have somebody who doesn't feel comfortable doing the jump, you could do a step back version of this. So you're gonna be loaded on, well, you could do step back or step forward, but you're gonna be loaded on the front leg. We're gonna push off and we're step back into that lunge instead of doing the jump. Show you that one again, loaded on the front foot here. Push off the front foot as we come up and over. You notice I'm rotating my T-spine, but I'm not collapsing it. So I'm just here, I'm loaded, I'm rotated. I'm gonna be loaded in my front foot, 80%. I'm gonna drive off of that front foot. I'm gonna come over, load into my back foot, which is now my front foot, 80%, and do that lunge. Bear crawl and sliders, we have options. I'll show you the hardest option first, and then we'll break down into easier varieties. Hardest option would be ball of the feet in the middle of the back sliders, and then hands on the front sliders. You want to come into your quad plank position. So if you need to have them get into their quad plank from their knees and then hover there. And then from there, they're trying to keep that neutral spine as they walk, right? If that is too hard, we can make it easier by taking away a pair of the sliders, right? So we can either go sliders on the hands or sliders on the feet. So sliders on the feet version here, same thing. Come into our quad plank, hover the knees, and then we're going to plant. We're going to pull. So we take our hands and we'll pull, and then we'll just drag our feet along as we go. Sliders on your hands is going to be more of a pushing motion, right? Biggest thing to make sure of here, we're trying to keep our shoulders in line with our hips. So when you bring your knees up in the air, you're really just hovering them above the ground. You're not coming way up here so you look like a hot rod. You want to keep those knees low, and you're trying to keep that neutral spine, shoulders and hips even as you go. So I showed you those versions from hardest to easiest. So hardest would be 2, moderate would be sliders on the feet, and then the easiest would be sliders on the hands. All right, next one we'll do half kneeling single arm landmine press. So you're going to start in line with the landmine. The side that's on the landmine side, that'll be your down knee, and then your opposite side will be your up knee, right? So get into your half kneeling position, push into the posterior tilt, do your, sorry, push it, posterior shift, then go posterior tilt. So you've got this neutral spine, and then we're going to take this up on our shoulder like so. We'll start with our opposite arm out. Keep our neutral spine, keep that abdomen drawn in, and then from here, we're going to drive that press as we drive our opposite arm back. Take it back down, stop right hand in front of the shoulder, and then we go drive and press. So from the front, so you can see, okay, on the other side. So on the other side, loaded, posterior shift, posterior tilt. Get this hand up, From here, start out, drive and press. Got to keep the glutes engaged, keep the core engaged. You're going to get that thoracic rotation as you drive that press forward. There. To finish the set, we have lateral bound with a pause. So we did skipping last time. We're going to kind of drive off of that skipping pattern. We're going to work on bounding. As we work on bounding, we're going to work on some of that knee, hip, ankle control. So with a bound is just an exaggerated skip. So when we bound, we want to pause in this position before we bound again. Now you're going to notice some right-left symmetry issues. You can encourage people to shallow up their bound a little bit. But what we're going to do, right, is we're going to start and then we're going to jump out as far as we feel we're confident to jump out, but pause in that landing position. So from the other side, here I jump out and I'm going to pause here before going again, right? So about a 3-second pause as we do this. Pause, pause.